Right, good morning folks. Now, as promised, like I mentioned last week, I was going to be coming somewhere a bit more adventurous this week, and I've travelled out to Norfolk. I will leave the name of the place that I'm actually at on the screen now because I can't remember myself, but all I know is I'm about 200 yards away from an old church ruin, St Theobalds church. It's a round towered church. I've just got it in my sight now, so I'm going to go and see what that's like. Unfortunately, if you are visiting this location, there's just behind me on the main road there's sight for one car, but at the moment it is sopping wet and there's no way I was going to leave my car there because I would get stuck. So I had to leave the car about half a mile down the road in the local village, which is fine. I need the walk. It's all about doing the steps as well. And it is early in the morning, no one about, it's really crispy, it's lovely, so no problems whatsoever. So let's go and have a look, see what this church is like. I don't know where to begin with this one really. I don't want to repeat myself yet again, but this is completely different to what I've seen before with a round tower. I think I've only seen one other round tower church, and that was in Norfolk on my last venture up here. I think that was when I'd done some camping in Sandringham at some point last year. I can't remember when it was. But yeah, this one is in a lot better condition than the original round towered one that I've seen. Even though this is a ruin, it looks like you can still hold funerals here because there's a new grave over there, well, relatively new, from 2017, and a couple of others that have not got dates on, but they look around the same sort of time as well. So maybe you can still get permission to be laid to rest just here, which is nice because it is a beautiful location. But there is a lot of history behind this church, and it stems right back, real far back. But let me explain what I'm doing today. I've got a list of, I think it's 4 ruins, maybe 5, I can't remember now. I've got them in a book. I've done them in order of how to get there, you know, so I can use the least amount of fuel. This was the first one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave links to all the places that I've visited and any history behind them. I'll leave it in the description below so you can have a look yourself. If it's something that interests you, come in and have a look at this sort of stuff, then please do. I highly recommend it. It's just good if you're into your ruins, that is. Anyway, I'm going to have apparently there's a castle around here somewhere as well, so I'm going to get back down to the car. And once I get some phone signal, I'm going to have a look, see whether there is a castle here. But I don't know, when I've looked at castles before, sometimes the castle itself hasn't been there, but there has been like the land of where there was a castle, so the moat and odds and sods are still there. But I don't remember seeing any forms of castle when I drove up this way. But anyway, let's go have a look, see what we can find. If I can't find anything else, I'm going to move on to the next church, and I'll bring you back when I get there. Right, what I did forget to mention, on the way up to this St Theobalds church, there is another church just down the road there, which is a Holy Trinity church. But there's a small access gate, but it's all chained up. You can't get there. And then you walk around the side of it, and there's a bigger gate, and it says access to Trinity Church by appointment only. So God knows what that is. Is that a redundant church? Is that something that's, I don't know, been vandalised in the past and it's just locked up, locked up until there's a service on? Is it a redundant church? I don't know. All I know is it's on the side of a Girl Guide Centre or activity centre. But I've just seen this tower of another one, and I think when I was looking on the internet last night about this location, I think the church that I can see from here is St Andrew's Church, which is just a fully operational, normal one. So I don't think I'm going to go and visit that one. I think I'm just going to make tracks and just continue with the ruins this journey, unless my car takes me that way. I'm not going to walk there. That's going to take me out of my way. So, but if I do, well, you're with me, aren't you? If I end up going that way on the way to the next church, then I will stop and have a look. But other than that, I'm just going to leave it be. Here we are, church number 2. This is St Michael and all the angels of Bowthorpe ruin, and it is on a there's a church centre on here, so it's still functional. You know, there's a garden, a rest. Looks like they do ashes interment here, and there's still, it's a church centre, so I'm assuming they do worship and whatever church centres do. So it's still used, and it's looked after, well maintained. You can see some of the flint has gone to pot over the years, and it's been replaced with more modern brickwork, but it's preserving it, so it's still here, still standing, and it's quite beautiful. Not much of it, mind, but definitely worth a visit. And you put the postcode in, and it takes you to a car park right opposite, which is free, so bonus. And I think there's a little shopping centre just there as well, so I'm going to pop in there and see if I can get myself a cup of coffee. Right, well, I found the shops. I didn't get a hot coffee, but I managed to get a cold coffee. And I just found this shop called Roy's, and in that shop there is a bakery, there is frozen food, there is all your usual groceries, but in there as well there's knickknacks as well, and well, there's everything, and it's like a supermarket mixed with the range and charity shops and clothes shops. You know, there's all clothes in there. There's Jack Jones stuff and Superdry stuff, and you name it, it's in there. There's outdoor kit in there. There's everything you could want. You know, pet stuff. There's jams and chutneys, and I bought some Norfolk chutney for my wife, because I know she's a bit of a fan of the chutney, so I had to grab one of them. But yeah, I was pretty much blown away with that sort of shop. It's one of them ones where you could just literally go in there and get anything you want, you know, do your food shopping and then buy some clothes at the same time, I guess. But you know what I'm getting at. Anyway, I'm going to sit here for 5 minutes. I'm going to have something to eat, something to drink before moving on to the next one. We are in Norwich now, and this is St Peter Southgate of Norwich, or St Peter Southgate Norwich, something like that. I'm not sure that this is a church. This looks more of a castle to me. I'll do some research when I get back to the car and put a link below. But I'll tell you what, this reminds me of being back in Wales, because where I am, usually Norwich, Norfolk, sorry, is really flat, but here it was a bit of a slog to walk from the car up to this location, and the steps that I stood on, they're really steep, so it is a bit of a slog getting up here, but well worth it, well rewarding. You can't get into the actual tower area, that's locked off, but you can have a good walk around the outside, and I highly recommend it, to be honest with you. Right, the fourth location on my visit is taking me to a ruin that's just across the road there, but I stumbled upon this church and thought I'd come and have a look around first, and this is St Mary's Church in Kirby, Bedon, I think it is. Small little village or hamlet just outside Norwich. It's very quiet, very nice, and there's this church is proper oldie worldy, really cold inside, really, I don't know, full of atmosphere, full of the usual stuff that I usually say, which I'm not going to this time. I'm going to avoid it, but I had to pop in just to come and have a look. And there is a visitor's book, and I'm going to sign my name and leave a nice comment for them. But yeah, it would have been rude not to pop in here. So I'm going to sign that guest book now, and I'm going to walk across the road to the ruin. Unfortunately, it's fenced off. It says dangerous ruin, so obviously something bad's happening to it, and it's, it could fall on you, and we don't want any of that, do we? I was going to put the drone up as well, but unfortunately where I am right now, it's really got windy, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do that today. And I think there's a weather warning for tomorrow here for really high winds, so never mind, it doesn't matter. A drone is just an added bonus of looking at things anyway. I'm quite enjoying this. Right, with this one I think I've saved the best till last. This is the ruins of St Martin's in Shotesham. I think that's how it's pronounced. I was about 10 miles away from that last location. Yeah, I mean this one's awesome. I am going to go back to the car, see if I can get the drone up, but it is really breezy, so I don't know whether I'm going to have much joy. But there is another church right there. I'm assuming that one is still in operation. But yeah, I'm really glad I found this one. This is in the middle of nowhere. This really is like the, you know, the back streets of Norfolk. And do you know what? I've just spotted another church down the bottom over there. I won't pick it up on camera, but that's definitely an active one, that is. So there is quite a lot to visit in this area. I really wish that I should have perhaps made a bit more of a weekend of this, you know, found somewhere to stay in the Norwich area and done a bit of this over 2 days, because I don't think a day is quite enough just to sit back and enjoy it. You know, I'm just gallivanting around, going to one, going to the other, and then getting it done, and then going to head back. But I think I could have took a bit more time out to actually enjoy what Norfolk's got to offer, and there is quite a bit, to be fair. I'm definitely going to come back. And there we have it, St Mary's Church in Shotesham, just opposite, just a couple of 100 yards away, if that, from that ruin that we was just looking at. And yeah, another nice one in a really nice location, and it's good. It said there's a sign on there saying ramblers welcome, but just remove muddy boots, which is fair enough, in it. You know, they shouldn't be having to clean up after the walkers. They do a good job at maintaining the church as it is. They don't want that added onto it, do they? I don't know if I've mentioned before, when I go to these churches, a lot of them now have got like little booklets just giving you a little bit of history on the location and just some odds and sods really about the area as well. So I tend to collect them. I've got quite a little collection going of them, but you some sites you have to pay, you know, that, well, they recommend a donation of a couple of quid. So if you do you know, start doing what I do, visiting these sort of churches, just put a couple of quid in your pocket. That way you can slip something in the tin that goes towards the maintenance costs of these churches, which I think, well, it's quite fair, isn't it, really? You're getting that booklet for nothing and learning about it, so give something back to, you know, help maintain this these wonderful buildings that are out there. Right, this place, this church that I just looked at was the parish church of Caister St Edmund near Norwich, Norfolk, and it's a very historical area. This it is an old Roman town apparently, and it is called Ventra Icenorum Roman town, something like that. I'll put the writing on the screen now because I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it's something like that. But it is quite historical here. There is lots of old flint, which I'm assuming would have been an old church, and some walls and stuff, but there's not a lot of it. But it is a really nice walk. But there is so many people here. There's ramblers and dog walkers alike. The car park is quite busy, so yeah, it's not really for me to walk around. Not at the moment. Maybe a weekday when it's less busy, but there is definitely a lot of activity here today, and you can see why. To be fair, it is a lovely location to come and have an amble around. It was my intention. I've got my my jet boil with me today, along with some coffee, and I've got some noodles and bits and pieces I was going to cook up, but it is so fucking cold today. I think I'm going to give it a miss and just get something from the services, because it is really cold and really blustery, and I just didn't fancy sitting down cooking and not enjoying it. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to head off now. If I find something else, I'll stop. If not, it's just going to be a journey back to Stevenage with a very dirty car. Well, there we go. I'm all refreshed now. I managed to swing by Snetterton services and get myself a coffee from the Coffee Bean Cafe or whatever it's called. Wasn't that nice, to be honest with you, but it was warmed me up a bit. Anyway, I'm on my way back to Stevenage now. I'm about an hour away. I just want to talk a little while about Norfolk. Now, when I was a kid, one of my granddad's favourite places was Norfolk, but mainly like the Great Yarmouth area, Hemsby, Caister-on-Sea, all those sort of areas. You know, they were, you know, mentioned quite a lot by him back in the day, from what I can remember. And over the years, ever since I was a kid, I would always spend a little bit of time in Norfolk. Even when I left home, got with some previous partners, we'd always come and have a bit of a holiday or a few days out in Norfolk, because Norfolk is one of them places that is got a lot to give. You've got, you know, there's loads of tourist attractions, there's loads of countryside, there's you know, you've got Sandringham, you know, there is so many places around Norfolk to explore. And I really think if ever everything goes to pot, I mean, I never move to Wales, you know, if something goes completely wrong there, I would definitely say that coming to Norfolk to retire would be my contingency plan.